sky, and kings shall deceive. We have come into the night, thunder and rage in war a night. We have come into the night, thunder and rage in war a night. We'll fight, dark age, the Ragnarok. Bringer up for Ragnarok, bringer up for Ragnarok, bringer up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. Bringer up for Ragnarok, bringer up for Ragnarok, bringer up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. I can feel it in my veins, the warrior inside of me. Bringer up for Ragnarok, bringer up for Ragnarok, bringer up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. The sounds of arms, fierce morality. Nightfall, the rain, and the silence leads. We have come into the night, thunder and rage in war a night. We have come into the night, thunder and rage in war a night. We'll fight, dark age, the Ragnarok, sail war. Bringer up for Ragnarok, bringer up for Ragnarok, bringer up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. Bringer up for Ragnarok, bringer up for Ragnarok, bringer up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla. I can feel it in my veins, the warrior inside of me. Bringer up for Ragnarok, bringer up for Ragnarok, bringer up for Ragnarok. Welcome to Valhalla.
Welcome everyone to another stream of week 1 of Valhalla Esports. Tonight I'll be joined by Mont Blanc. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Excellent. Couldn't
That's
be
good.
better, honestly.
And tonight we'll be watching Air 404 versus Plague Gaming. This will be the last game we're streaming for right now from week 1, as tomorrow we'll be streaming the Seer for the podcast to get prepped for week 2.
Exciting. And that nice seer action. the
Unfortunately
program.
here, since Flame 404 has had a bit of turbulence in their draft, their roster has changed slightly. They have casual plebs in the jungle, and it's escaping me right now, but they have another top laner that we'll see in game 2. Actually was subbed in
Flame?
for game 1,
Oh.
so you'll get to see me in the top lane for one game.
It's flame top, right? Is the graphic correct? Because
Flame had been picked up for top, but now it's another person.
Nice.
And these teams had drafted in game, so I'm going to load up that so we can look at the draft real quick. Alright. On the side of Play Gaming, they had Set top lane, Zac jungle, Cassidon mid lane, along with the Caitlyn Lux bot. On the side of Air 404, they had Ornn top, Diana jungle, Victor mid, and Ez Nami in the bot lane.
Yeah, so couple of more traditional team comps, I would say here. Just some strong lane pairings looking to force the action early. Aside from the mid lane,
Yep, mid lane definitely both champs looking to scale there. A heavy ganking jungler slash super tank in the Zac versus a more still pretty heavy ganking jungler, but assassin Diana, two kind of beefy boys in the top lane, and then a little bit more scaling on the side of the Ezreal Nami versus the hyper poke of the Caitlyn Lux.
yeah, for sure. Being the Ezreal in this lane is going to be really hard. The bot lane of Arrow 404, correct? Arrow 404 is blue side, correct?
Error 404 is red side, Play
Oh,
Gaming is blue
Play
side.
Gaming is blue side. Okay. On the side of Play, or yeah, Play Gaming. They're looking to pressure this Ezreal early, get some plates, maybe get some kills with the Lux bind to the Caitlyn trap. It's going to be some action in the side lanes for sure. I think in this game.
100%. Yep, and we got Arma piloting that Caitlyn. We know he's going to be looking for kills. So we'll see how effective this ends up being in this game. But we'll go ahead and get into it and see how we go.
Don't expect to see any crazy level ones here. Zac can take Slingshot at level 1, but the range is not very big and its cooldown is very long. So.
Yeah, you always have to
Not
be
the
ready
best level
for
1 ability.
always ready for ganks from anywhere with that slingshot ability.
Yeah.
I'm just ready to see this Ornn player feed really hard. I don't know who'd want to play with that guy.
Yeah. It was actually really cringe. Can't believe somebody would do that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm honestly surprised to see you play the Ornn. I feel like that champion's not really your style.
I don't
comparatively to the norm, but
I don't mind Ornn, especially if you have a more damagey jungler, because you can kind of set up ganks for him. And also, since I'm not on the team mainly, I was subbing for them. I was trying to just maintain what they had been looking for in team comps. So they let me know they wanted a kind of engaged tanky top. And I said, alright, sure thing. I can do Mayo, I can do Ornn, so we went with the Ornn.
with your signature Ornn, understood.
And he does have, like, once you get all your abilities slash once you hit level 6, he has a surprising amount of burst with his passive max health damage.
Yeah, for sure. He definitely has some burst combos in there. He got some what is it? He's got some game on a lot of champs.
Definitely don't want to trade autos immediately with the set, but
yeah,
after
that's probably not
okay.
not one of the champs we're looking to solo kill, but definitely looking to scale against this set.
Yeah. Trade those grass autos and try to get some wave push going on. Here we see the Kate and Lux are kind of starting to give some poke down. Also, they're going to look to push and get that level 2.
Yeah, for sure. We're just going to watch the top laners just beat each other off with these auto.
Apparently, the direct cam just knew it was me. It's like, just watch yourself punch him.
yeah, for sure. It's just punishing you for casting this game, for sure.
Here we see
I'm getting pinned in the corner a little
push
bit there.
level 2.
Yeah, gonna get the trap. That should be kill. Yeah.
Very nice binding there by Mandy Rose, and the perfect trap to follow up from Arma.
Galen is lethal tempoed up there, so Ezreal gonna have to flash away there at the end of that play.
Yep. Got a kill on the Nami and almost took out the Ezreal, so definitely a very nice top for that bully bot lane on the side of Plague.
Really well played. Forced that early level 2, and the side of Arrow 404 it didn't error 404 didn't respect the level 2.
Error.
Yeah.
Nope.
They end up going down
Another
there.
nice binding there. Ezreal still barely lives.
Yeah. But Ezreal has to back once again, so Caitlyn can still... I don't know if they can still pressure this turret. They can try.
Ezreal's definitely at a point where should take the back. Right now is kind of deciding whether or not he wants to risk it.
The problem is we're...
XP for that level 3.
Yeah. We're just getting EXP here, and it's not really what you want if you're the Ezreal.
Nice flash net there by Arma and picks up the kill. Good ignite there by Doombird to pick up the trade kill on the animated carry.
She might get this other kill too, but Spectator gives it away that nobody's gonna die, so don't look in there. Gotta love Spectator. We just need we need to pay a what is it? What is the roll card for that? The person that moves the camera for like the live cast.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
stuff.
I don't know what they're actually called. I don't know if they just call them like camera person or what.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we need one of those for sure.
Someone who can follow all the cross-map ultimates perfectly smoothly.
Yeah.
That's when you make the big bucks.
Flova doing a good job laying down that harass on the Kassadin. Spectre definitely gets a lot harder post 6, just because the Kassadin kind of has free roam, can kind of just push and roam to the Victor, and until the Victor can just like one-shot the wave with full laser, he's gonna have a hard time leaving this mid lane at all.
Yeah, it's also kind of a pretty nice lane for the Kassadin, since you already get that Q magic shield, you take a little bit less damage in trades, and helps you get to that 6 a little easier.
Yeah, as it turns out, Kassadin is the anti-mage, so he wants to play against mages, that's for sure.
Definitely a champ if you want to make sure you can control, and one where if he gets big early can make the game pretty tough.
Very difficult, and with how powerful Rod of Ages is on this match, getting that 16 can be easier.
Yeah, it's just
Compared
Rod
to
plus Seraphs right now is so
Yeah.
ridiculous.
It is very, very powerful. But the exciting part is they're not nerfing it to the next patch, so we'll see. They are nerfing Kassadin and Rise, which is an interesting approach. We'll see if the items
Right.
still are problematic in the future patches.
They said we'll nerf these champs, and then we'll nerf the items later, so those champs are even worse. It'll be great.
Yeah, they'll be playable for sure.
A little bit of tickling each other back and forth on the top lane.
Yeah. Victor, a little low in mana here. Zach gets a big gank.
Oh!
Is not unable to land a Q.
They're actually missing the Q on the Zac is okay. If you hit a minion, it still attaches. You just don't want to auto-attack the champion next, so you get your little knockback. Here we see they both hit 6, but Victor is Zoom.
Victor's Zoom, and Kassadin gets to crash the wave.
Oh. There we see that little bit of true damage you get with the Ornn.
Yeah.
Basically, you get 3 true damage procs right in a row. It's a little ridiculous.
Yeah. It's great. Great job by Hailstrom in the top lane. Solo boloing.
Look at that guy.
Look at him go. Don't want to pat myself on the back. You know,
Pattinson to Ornn.
You don't call your signature one for nothing, you know?
Thank you, Fluffy, for the Prime subscription. Appreciate the support.
Let's go, Prime Gaming!
Bring out the primers. And then just general for top lane, if you have the time and you get a kill, you want to push that wave in like it did before you reset. That way you have time to walk back to lane and won't miss many minions since the wave will push towards you.
Yep, Kassadin's starting to ramp up the pressure into this Victor. Definitely has a health advantage, just with the Catalyst. Gonna be able to spam out those spells and get that health return.
Yep, has the Catalyst plus the Summoner, so just a lot of sustain.
Insane double bubble. Yeah, Badami there.
We see a bit of a skirmish breaking out in the bot lane.
Looks like Kassadin's here, but he's very low on mana.
Is able to W a champion to get some mana back. Has enough to ult again, gets another kill. Oh, kill gives him half his mana, or a fourth of his mana back. W's to get half his mana back, and ends up getting a triple in that trade.
That is pretty good for the Kassadin, you would say. Presence of Mind really showing how great it is there as a room. Just able to fuel the Kassadin even though all hope is lost. The Presence of Mind is there.
Oh, slightly quick for Arma, but still gets past the tower. But yeah, right there, that's an early game you love to see if you're playing the Kassadin. You're still scaling up, but you just got a triple. You're gonna get to your scaling items even faster and become that more of a monster.
Yeah, you don't. When you're in this position with the Kassadin, you don't really have to do anything. Because you have this massive lead, and all you have to do is just let your scaling happen, and you're in a great spot. But good find there from Play Gaming in the jungle to follow Vixper. The Bloblets. Vixper does end up going down, but at the cost of many members of Area 4.
Yep. Vixper had the effect I've kind of been having. If I randomly end up mid, I'll just play Anivia, and you'll get low, so people want to kill you, but you have the passive. So then they use everything on you, and your team shows up and they kill you.
Yeah, you have your 4 of your closest friends to kill them, to gun them all down while they try to kill your egg.
Let me see, just a bunch more wet noodle fights in the top lane.
Yeah, just a pretty standard game here. Things are not looking so hot for Arrow 4-4, but not unplayable. Ornn getting all in by the Zac here, goes for the Ornn Horn, unable to smash the ram into them, and does end up getting picked off.
There's a very nice CC chain there. The Zac Q did the initial knock up into the set ult so that they had me CC'd for the whole amount of time. I could have reactivated the ram to get a double knock up, so well played there.
Try and flip the script on you, but they had the script ready. So. Unfortunately, no script to flip there.
I just needed my W up, really.
You think Unstoppable would have helped you there, maybe?
A little bit.
Maybe.
Yeah, definitely well played there by Vixper. I was a little overextended, and Zac has that massive gank rage, so picks up the nice kill.
Yeah. Zac also another champion very good on this patch. Has been good for many patches, but I think that's largely due to how strong Demonic Embrace is on many champions currently.
Yes, excellence. This Cassidy's already very scary. It's only 10 minutes into the game. Yeah.
It's really scary, and we almost have a Rod of Ages home run in 10 minutes. It's a scary thing.
Almost have the Rod and have the tier about a third of the way scaled up. Very nicely picked up by the bot lane of Play Gaming. Another kill over to the Caitlyn.
Nice combo from Caitlyn there. And also able to finish Ezreal.
Double kill.
Love to see it. This is definitely a lane that can go very sideways, obviously. I think Caitlyn is one of Ezreal's harder matchups. Hope he doesn't get engaged on there by Zac, and they're able to burst him out.
Play Gaming do a very good job of getting all the kills on their carries this game. So definitely
a compensation
where you want
that
the gold.
if you fall behind, they're going to keep the pressure on, and it's going to be really hard to stabilize. It's just kind of the nature of Zac. He enables you to go whenever you want, essentially. So if the engage is good because you're ahead, you just can go whenever you want.
Zac is his own.
Whenever they're slightly overstepped by, and by that I mean standing near their tower.
Yeah, are you standing generally in your lane? You'll probably get ganked.
Yeah. You're in lethal range.
Luckily here I'm using my ability to build items in light. Ornn's pretty fun that way.
Yeah, Ornn's just so overpowered. It's actually crazy. So, in this top matchup, would you say Set is actually a counter to Ornn, or is it the other way around? Because I've heard it both ways, and I'm not sure who's right.
If you play it safe as Ornn and you just accept you're gonna get pushed in, you just gotta get your levels and your tank items. Once I hit my Tabby / another tank item, I don't really mind how much damage his autos do. But if you try to fight him early and he pummels you, then it's gonna be a bad time for the Ornn.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of like the Cho'Gath, right? Where they're just the Set's just hoping to slam you on their team. And I guess with Ornn, it's also just like a lot harder because you have the Unstoppable, so it's not always a guaranteed thing.
Yeah, if you're getting pressured in, you can hold your W so that if he's going for the I forget the ability name, but where he pulls in the minions and you.
He's finding a big wave engage here, but counter engage by the Zac doesn't end up getting picked off, and the burst damage coming out. They are able to turn this around, and it does look like the side of 4-4 game is going to end up winning this out. But the Cassidy does show up, and the Zac Woblets reform.
A very nice flash there by Arma to get a trade kill onto the Victor before falling, and good roam there by Flimsy Fence to pick up the 2 remaining kills as the Zac respawns.
So you were saying you think Cassidy with a CS lead and 3 kills is scary?
What about 6 kills?
What's more scary? Fluffy, no, you're not getting flamed. It's just the nature of Zach. If he gets ahead and you're on the screen, he can try and kill you.
I definitely in the game didn't give Fluffy a hard time saying, so you got all your feeding out in the practice game beforehand.
Oh, okay, nice.
After the Cassidon got some kills. That, to be fair, I mean, it was a fight in the jungle, it's not really your fault.
Fluffy, do you want to give away the mystery person in the top lane?
Nobody knows who the top laner was who would say that.
Let's find out later.
Nobody knows.
Oh, I meant for the next game, because he's there's.
Oh yeah, Fluffy, who is your top laner again? I was having a brain fart.
No, not this fake Hailstrom, just imposter.
Yeah.
They had their real top laner? Easy dub here, you know?
This fake top laner was in the game that Cassidon wouldn't have 6 kills. Come on now.
That's true. Exactly.
Incongruous. There you go. It's incongruous.
Oh, Ezreal caught pushed up mid lane, and the Cassidon does whiff the R. Ezreal's able to walk it off. Good movement by the Ezreal. I'm trying to find an engage here, but the Zax's here for the counter, and the TP is coming in. Horn is going to get abandoned here. Good choice by Arrow 4-4, but
yeah,
great response from Play Gaming too. Just
that was a good choice there to back off by the Diana. When I saw the TP, I was already far enough ahead. I was like, well, I'm dead either way. I'll see if I can't get something.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's E4 out with TP, which is not nothing.
But we thought we had the 3v2 and they had the 4v3. That was scripted.
Oh, Fluffy caught away from his turret here. See, Fluffy, you're gonna want to be under your turret. That's the. Okay, Fluffy says incongruous.
Yep.
Is the top one.
That's exactly.
Ezreal also caught mid. This is just the state of the game as Ezreal. You need to have these items at this point. You're not gonna have a really hard time fighting back if you're Ezreal. Especially, oh man. Cassidon just letting that Nami know you cannot stand anyway.
Yeah, with the Zac and this Cassidon so big, even standing on the turret, it's just Zac will sit there and tank the tower for you.
It's gonna be very, very difficult to stand anywhere. This is definitely a situation where, for the Arrow 4-4, I think you just kind of have to accept that we just have to 5-man, and whatever happens, happens at this point, because the Cassidon and the Zac can just always force on you whenever they have a man-up situation. There is no getting away at this point. They can just always get on you. So if you're on the side of Arrow 4-4, you just need to 5v5 and fight. Obviously, it's not optimal, 10 kills behind, but also just getting picked off constantly is just gonna make the situation more difficult.
Sure. I see Cassidon finding Diana trying to get a ward in the river. And just ulting continuously on top of her. It does run out of mana. Oh, gets a W off and might just auto her down.
Looking for the Presence of Mind refill and does get the ROA, but I don't think has another one in the tank, so it might get picked off here.
Zac jumps in for the save.
Zac Engage comes in just for the save.
And Ornn gets picked up by the Caitlyn. Now they're continuing their push in. Cassidon got out there with like 50 health. Unfortunate. Yeah.
Unlucky. Would have been a very nice 1,000 gold pickup there for the Ezreal, which would have helped out their situation quite a bit. Cassidon already level 12. Hasn't even had the Roa pop yet, so definitely looking at a great timing for the Roa right around like level 14-15 range. But really accelerating to that level 16.
Yep. Got 4 more minutes on that and has, what, 50 more mana to go on the tier for that Seraphs. Gonna become a scary Cassidon.
Yeah. It's the nightmare of many.
I found a Cassidon. I'll leave.
Well, I think you're one of the few people that I don't think Cassidon has enough mana to actually kill you there. I don't think it's worth him to spend the time to kill you.
It would take long enough. He's like, I'll just get the wave.
Yeah, the wave's probably worth more than killing you.
Alright. Here we see Victor and Diana trying to pick up the set in the bot lane.
The set no boots here. Definitely really far away from that turret. Definitely a possible kill.
Nice
but...
flash to avoid the Diana ult. Well timed. And a good Lux binding to pick up the Ezreal, and they chunk him pretty low, but he doesn't quite die. Now we see Caston's pushed me in far enough. He says, "Now I'll kill you with my W."
Know that you're safely near your turret. I will kill you.
Yeah, I made the mistake of thinking I could kill Krugs real quick.
Yeah. How dare you? How dare you?
How dare I try to get gold?
Yeah, great combo by Arma there to secure that kill. But is gonna get ran down by the Diana, it seems. A nice 1,000 gold shutdown. Going into the pocket of the Diana. Does have the heart seal, so definitely looking to scale up on this Diana. Try to get more tanky. Game still looking like it's in a great spot for Plague Gaming. Air 4-4 is just kind of struggling to find their footing in this game. Fortunately for them, there's no... Baron is spawning, but no dragon pressure, so Baron's really the only concern you have on the map right now, so maybe you can find some time to scale up and make a claim in this game.
The only concern as far as objectives, at least. I felt a little concerned anytime I saw Cassidon.
I wouldn't do much about it. I've seen weirder things happen in League games, you know?
Of course.
But Fluffy does have the 5 kills, 2 items here, so does have a lot of burst damage on that Victor. Definitely Caitlyn killable, Lux killable, so if you're able to find some picks, that would be a great move for this team.
Let's see. The top laners kind of pushing that bot lane a little bit, while the other teams are setting up Baron. Plague Gaming decided to start up the Zac in the bot lane. Castleton's waiting in the jungle to pick anyone off who tries to come check.
A lot about the pop, and Castle at level 14.
They have enough
That
control
very
where Air 4-4 can't really walk in and look.
Yeah. I mean, would you want to walk into a dark jungle against
Not necessarily. There we go. Use the W correctly that time.
Nice job. Nice job, Hale. It is unfortunate that this set does have Baron here, so a lot of wave pressure, unfortunately. Those minions actually do quite a bit of damage, so it's very difficult to hold at this point. Wave clear, not looking strong. Hassan just forces under the tier 4.
Casting gets a flash ult on 3 people and almost gets the triple in the end. He's shut down by Fluffy Duff. Here,
Argo Blood's trying to go
it.
for the hero play. No avail. Looks like Plague Gaming is going to wrap up the game here. Plague Gaming did a great job this game, getting that early lead, winning the first couple skirmishes, and just never taking the foot off the gas.
So you may think the game's over here, but you gotta believe.
Okay, I'm believing. Okay, they're finding the way. It's happening. Okay, Caitlyn's popping off. Big damage. Dying to the minions.
But then not big. I came back in to try to help at the end. Gave my life for the team.
Okay. Air 4-4. Still in the game.
Hold off the death of the Nexus.
Yeah, I'd love to see it. So Hailstrom, how does Air 4-4 come back from this position?
Well, as I heard you say on the past cast, now that the inhibitor is down, we have infinite farm opportunity.
Yeah. Infinite farming potential. Yeah, that's how you keep the team in the game. Everybody loves minions, so try to bribe them with minions to stay.
We started kindly asking them to not come in the game, and then we'll wait roughly 20 to 30 minutes, and then we'll be ready to fight.
Yeah, just wait till everyone's 6 items, and then we duke it out for one final fight.
So everyone's strapping for a farm fest.
It's gonna be a long one here. But Plague Gaming, just playing it out methodically, just removing all the resources off the map. Trying to get the most, clean out, or finish this game. That is what, if you're on the winning side, that is a good thing to do. If you can take if you're like not 100% sure you can end, just back, take all the resources off the map and do it again. You don't lose very much by doing that. You lose like 30 seconds, but like you're probably going to end up getting more resources by just removing everything off the map anyway. So your lead still grows. It's not really like you don't lose very much by like leaving the base and just taking the safe route.
Yeah, it's one of those things where if you have the scaling, you don't really have to worry. You can back off and play it safer. If you feel like you're gonna fall off, sometimes you need to try to push it in that right then.
Yeah.
Oh. Diana got caught by the Lux binding and set pulled her over the wall. Tried her best to fight back. Got a Heartsteel proc Lux, but fell.
Caitlyn just solo pushing in the mid lane, not a care in the world. But they're just trying to pressure under this turret, just not playing around the minions, but
Doesn't look like the Victor ult. Not quite as far as Cassian right now, but almost multi set. Yeah. Just had that giant shield to save him.
Yeah, Fluffy almost killed their whole team there. I don't want to throw any shade at my boy, you know?
But well played there to Plague Gaming. One small thing there, when they initially could have ended probably 5 minutes ago, they were having a little bit of fun trying to get extra kills. If it had been a little bit of a closer game, that's a time where you could end up throwing if the shutdowns are more impactful. But
gotta look good on the stat sheet. Definitely matters.
They scaled up those kills, so it was all worth it in the end. Yeah. But well played, Plague Gaming that game one. Now we'll get up the score screen.
Yeah, it's a good attempt by Arrow 4-4. Obviously, the game didn't end up looking close at the end, but I think in those kind of games, you can't really worry about like the overall outcome because the game was lost in the first like couple skirmishes where the correct people ended up getting a bunch of kills. So obviously, they spent a long time losing there after already being very, very far behind, and those games can be tough because they do a lot of mental damage, but I don't think you actually ended up losing by very much because those early skirmishes were very, very close. So just try to keep your head up and go into game 2.
Yeah, definitely a game where unlucky fight in the jungle. They had a hyperscaler who got all the kills in that fight. You just gotta shake it off, get ready for game 2. We see both Flimsy and Arma ended up with 13 kills apiece, so had some fed carries on the side of Plague Gaming.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely didn't just pump up the numbers artificially. Definitely didn't.
And with that, we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back soon.
I am good. There's so much less people.
The nightmare of eternity marches right before your eyes as the ground begins to shake. Ravens fly amongst the sky, battles of great divine, torn hearts of fear and cries. Let the rage of war ignite. We were born to rise. We're gonna rain on your head.
Alright, welcome back to Game 2 of Play Gaming vs. Air 404. Any thoughts before we look at the draft for Game 2?
Well, I think we're chill. I want to thank all the viewers for coming out and watching tonight. I appreciate you. You're all wonderful people. Thanks for
Yes.
hanging out with us.
Thank you all, anyone watching. If you happen to not be in the Discord, we'd be happy to have more people join. We can always use more subs and more people for future seasons. And we also run side tournaments every once in a while, so feel free to join if you have interest.
I think tournament this month is TFT and next month is 1v1s. And you guys are interested in that?
That's right. And here I've pulled up the second game. Once again, we have Play Gaming on the blue side and Air 404 on the red side. And this time they have their true top laner in Incongruous.
Yeah, and does sound like Air 404 did elect for that red side draft. Surprised to see the Zac unbanned. Just available in this game again, especially because of how problematic it was for them in the previous game. But maybe they came up with a plan coming into this game for how to counterplay the Zac.
Yeah, for sure. And despite all the Zac gank setting it up, I know after that first game, the Cassidy and Caitlyn were feeling very scary, so I'm sure they had no interest in playing against those two champs as well. Looks like
Projectile also playing another lower range AD carry, so it definitely makes sense taking out that Caitlyn.
yeah, for sure. And this time there's no hyper poke lane for Bird and Tartactile to deal with. This time they have the Kaisa and the Lulu on the Play Gaming side against the Rakan. I'm blanking right now.
Rakan Saya. Yeah.
Saya, there we go. So we have the lovers on the side of Air 404.
Yeah.
Flimsy's picking up the Yasuo in the mid lane against Fluffy Dust Victor once again. Casual Plebs grabbed the Volibear into the Zac once again for Victor. And this time, Too Good for Lima grabbed the Ornn for himself. And Incongruous went for the Olaf. So let's see how they start off this game.
Sure. It is interesting to see that there's a Victor on both sides. We'll see how that pans out in the future.
There's a Victor on both sides.
You called Victor. Sorry. That was
I see. My bad.
Okay, that's okay. Just a little flame. That's all.
Always out here getting flamed by my co-casters. Why do I
Fluffy
even
hitting
do
him
this?
with the "We won the drip war." You love to see it. Just a big mental advantage coming into
Fluffy.
game 2 for Air 404.
Calling out the skin win already.
Yeah, Skinless Olaf cringe. Yeah, cringe Olaf no skin. True. But I do very much like the Lulu pick on this team. A great enabler for both Yasuo and Kaisa with the tankiness, and a great knockup for Yasuo in general.
Yep, he's got a lot of good just enabler chance for that ultimate. Got the Zac jumping in, has the Ornn ult, has the Lulu ult, so plenty of things to set off that ultimate.
Yeah, Kaisa is exactly the AD carry you want with this kind of position because she doesn't get left behind. That's the one thing you have to consider when you're picking these engage heroes is you need a character or an AD carry that can have that mobility to follow up on your engages, and Kaisa does that, which is well, see it.
According to Fluffy, Incongruous isn't an Olaf player, so I mean it's Olaf. How hard can it be? Come on, Fluffy, believe in your team.
That's fair. Well, Olaf also just very good on this patch, if I'm not wrong. I do think he's very, very high win rate in top and jungle.
As long as you hit the axes and you pick it back up and hit it again, I mean, you just kill everyone, right?
Yeah. You're just actually unkillable Demon King. When do we get Demon King Olaf? When does that happen?
I don't know. We'll have to send Riot an email.
We're getting in dangerous territory
on the
here.
Ash, or what am I saying? On the Olaf axe.
Yeah.
And you can see it chunked Ornn down to about a third health. Nice little combo there from Flimsy in mid lane, hit a tornado, got him out.
Yep. Just good trading. Is it Flimsy going for the Giga Chad Doran's Blade also? No Doran Shield?
I mean, it's a Doran shield that you're just fighting.
Well, Doran Shield's just overpowered, so. The way I look at it is it enables aggression also. That's why I think it's so good for champs like Akali and stuff like that. Because not only does it allow them to survive a heavy or a hard lane, it also just allows you to push that advantage because you just are constantly sitting with a health advantage if you're taking those trades and continuously triggering Doran Shield.
Right. Well, Flimsy said, that's a crutch, I want my Doran's Blade.
Hmm? Oh, Doran Shield's like a crush? Okay, sorry. Sorry for reading.
Oh, nice gank here from Casual Clubs in the mid lane.
Yeah, really good angle, but Spectator once again giving away that nobody dies.
Got a little chunk
Guy's
down.
getting caught here in a bad situation with the Xayah feathers, but does position in a way where she does not get rooted.
A lot of good pressure here from the Ornn until Olaf getting low on mana and health. And Zach's looking for a gank here in the bot lane.
Air 4-4 pressuring and crashing that wave, but Xayah kind of overstaying here. Zach gonna find an angle, get the summoners at
Xayah, ooh, good flash. Oh, good counter flash with the pullback. That's what I was gonna say. If she gets a good pullback, she can pick up the kill. Going for the Lulu kill here. Ooh, good flash there by Lulu.
Zach is able to find it, but the blobs are down. But I don't think Rakan's gonna be able to finish the blob blitz.
It was a good trade there on the side of Air 4-4 in the bot lane. They got a 1-for-1 and a 3v2, so well played there.
Yeah.
Also,
Arma
burned
definitely
on
went
both sides.
a little early there. I could tell Arma definitely wanted the kill there, and that's why we forced the fight.
But Yasuo ended up here. Oh well, Yasuo dies.
Okay. I messed up. Apologies.
Well, something happened and Yasuo died. The end.
Ended up in no man's land somehow. Unlucky. Great, good hustle by Flimsy there. I'm sure it was good enough.
He got super fat on Castle in the last game. He's allowed to do something like that. You see Zach trying to counter some on that Grump with the Volibear on the far side of the map.
It's also just another really good game for Zach to be fed because side of Air 4-4 just not a lot of mobility to get away from the Zach. So again, he's just going to be able to force the fights whenever he wants to.
Yeah, and until they get a LDR on the Xayah, definitely will be a very hard one to bring down since Victor usually likes to go more of a burst build.
For sure. I definitely think that's the play right now. I think Leandre's a little weak, especially into the current take items.
In this game, I'd be kind of 50-50 if they had 3 tanks. Sometimes if they have enough tanks, I'll go Leandre's.
I understand the idea that Leandre's is good against tanks, right? It does do more damage than Luden's, but being able to one-shot their squishies, I think, is just more valuable than the marginal damage increase against the tanks.
Right. Depends on the comps and if you think you'll touch the squishies or not.
Yeah. Well, it's just the Yasuo has to all in, right? With
yeah. So with Yasuo, you definitely want to blow him up.
Yeah.
You could also have your Olaf go for a Orc and hopefully be able to deal with some of the Zach health.
Yeah.
Some good pressure here from
I just think
Artactile and Doombird.
I think the best answer for tanks in the current meta is just killing them together with your team. Not just building you don't want to build in a way where you have to kill all the tanks by yourself, because most of the time now nowadays killing the tank is a team effort kind of thing where they just don't do any damage. But Zach looking for a gank. Both teams just gonna walk it off.
A little 2v2 there, they all said hello, but nothing much really happened. Nope.
Well, getting low, but
to get a little spicy.
Yeah.
And then lose that lifesteal.
Most dangerous when he's low.
I do think if Ornn just ulted here and hit Olaf twice, plus an auto, I think it just kills him.
I think Olaf's W needs to be down for that, because if Olaf just ults and is able to W and auto, I think he wins that.
Right. not back. Thinking about it back now. Zach's starting to hover that top side, so I might look for a 2v1 on that Olaf top. Meanwhile, we have the thought of a lane gank from Casual Clubs. Unfortunately, is sitting on a ward that was dropped earlier, so the enemy bot lane knows he's there.
We don't have that 6 to turn off the lights either.
Old Ghost, ooh, good flash away.
Yep. Getting caught under the turret, unfortunate for the Olaf there.
If Olaf had just gone for the flash and accepted the trade kill, or just flashed back out, could have either done a 1-for-1 or a 0-for-0.
We chose the middle, which is not where you want to be.
Definitely a good try though to try to pressure him with that ult since he got Ornn low enough.
Yeah, Xayah getting a little too aggressive here, positioning too aggressively.
And the Yasuo shows up right when she doesn't want to.
Oh,
nice ignite from a Mandy Rose and burns down the Xayah. Well played on the Lulu.
Yeah, great champion knowledge, knowing that she can still kill with picks there, knowing she E'd earlier and could just queue off the picks, because I have to worry about the ranges.
For sure. Yeah, it was well played by the Play Gaming bot lane. They kind of split the Xayah off from the Rakan and got her low enough where by the time Yasuo showed up, Xayah just had to keep running away.
That's the secret to bot lane. The bot lane's all about triangles, so you always want to force a situation where 2 of you could hit 1 person.
Rakan ults in right as Xayah gets back, gets the charm on the Kaisen. Not much more doing. Got a double ult underneath the tower from Zach and Yasuo. Victor lays down his ultimate and will fall. Bully's trying to come up to get the trade kill. Nice ultimate and flash pullback from the Xayah guy. Gets a double in the bot lane. Bully's now trying to 2v1 pick up at least 1 kill into the Zach Yasuo. The knockup from the Yasuo with the flash from Casual picks up the kill. Ults try to survive, but Yasuo will pick up the kill with the final Q.
Yeah, great, actually a really good try from Casual Clubs there. Buns did a really good job body blocking his teammate to make sure Volley wasn't able to finish both. Or finish the Zach, sorry.
Yeah, that was very well played. Definitely forced out that summoner to get the kill from the Bully Bear. Unfortunate there for Fluffy. Just gets back to lane, but since Yasuo has a red buff, plus a ton of attack speed built up, instantly falls.
Yeah. It's an unfortunate situation.
Now Olaf flashes onto Yasuo. Along with the Rakan's there with the knockup and the true damage smash onto the Yasuo's head will take him down finally.
Big shout out for the Olaf there, and Olaf's definitely one of the characters that could 1v9 this game. If he's given enough money, he definitely can just run through the enemy team.
For sure, it was lucky, or well played, that Rakan got through since although Olaf had ulted and got that move speed, Yasuo has infinite dashes into the enemy minions. Olaf ults and is looking to at least dissuade the Olaf from attacking him anymore.
Wolf does have a double buff here, which may prove problematic for the Ornn. The out of combat region, I think, is going to be a little difficult for the Ornn to deal with over the long term.
Yeah, Ornn's just looking to get the full shove in so he can reset and not get frozen on. Gets it here and should just look it back. You're out of mana, yeah. Just walk away.
It's okay. He really wants to kill the Olaf, man. I'm surprised the Olaf isn't all-inning because I think he wins there, but...
Yeah, but if you see someone who needs the spells to do damage walking at you that far, just run at them and out of them.
Zach enabling the Yasuo ultimate, but still 3 people here going for the 2v3.
They pop the Zach passive. Yasuo picks up the Volley Bear but falls to the Victor. Looks like the Zach is going for the kills.
Does get his kills, get his cooldown back, but...
Rakan will pick it up and saves the Victor with that shielding.
That's unfortunate, taking the kill there.
Olaf had a little bit of an... Ornn had a little bit of an overstay into the Olaf being low on mana and ends up falling. Now Olaf is looking for some plates along with Victor in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's a really good job by the Olaf punishing the Ornn overstaying there.
Here, look, Kaisa and Lulu are looking for some plates on the bot lane, also a little bit of poke on the Xayah while the Rakan's away. Rakan jumps in, looks for somewhat of an engage, but more just to scare him off from the tower.
Gotta protect the plates. Plates are almost down. just
Got
I
a
don't
couple
think
more
any
minutes in.
lanes like particularly weak sided this game. I think everybody's kind of in the game this game. Mid lane's kind of scary because the Yasuo does have a big advantage over the Victor, as far as like money is concerned. So definitely a situation to look out for. The Yasuo does find that isolation against the Victor. It's going to be hard, I think, for Fluffy to make this tower.
Yeah, it's at the point where for Fluffy you're still just farming it out, trying to get your items, get your upgrades on your abilities, and you know Yasuo is still scary in team fights, but all of your abilities are huge AoE for team fights, so you hope you can CC the Yasuo and do more damage.
Straight out my casual flips there. Non-stop is willing to stun, but he's ended up getting caught by
Nice
rotate
Arnold
mid
to
lane.
catch the ulting Volibear as he tries to run over the wall, and then he will fall to the Yasuo. Zach jump over the wall into the immediate Yasuo ultimate. Olaf was there, was trying to finish the kill onto the Yasuo, but Yasuo was able to dash away down the minions in the bot lane. Khan engages onto Lulu, nicely Lulu ultimate to try to survive. Zaya is able to attack and take her down, so they get the trade onto the Lulu bot lane.
I like to see this from Arrow 404, really pushing their advantage. The Lovers duo quite strong here.
Pullback. Nice Kaisa ultimate to avoid that pullback. Very smart.
And Zach here for the punish. Kaisa, no ult.
Ooh, just hit the S
Good
button,
wait.
avoid that Q. Does get jumped on.
Out, but
She gets
I
a
do think we're
pullback
gonna
and can
point out.
survive
Good
long
flash
enough. Gets the
from
kill.
Doomber to get the heal.
Very well played by the Air 404 bot lane. Ooh! Kaiser flashes past Rakan, Qs to pick up the kill on the Zaya. Rakan will knock up and get the Kaiser very low so that Volibear can run and smite for the kill.
Yeah, great job by Casual Pleb getting the refrag there. The dragon does look open for business, and this would be the. Oh, no, not the second one. Still the first one. Hold on. The Mountain Drake, pretty good for them here. The composition from Play Gaming lower damage this game than the previous, so the resistances definitely will be a welcome addition. Rakan does have full mythic. Actually, this bot lane is very, very strong in the 2v2.
Yeah, we've got full mythics across the board for Air 404. Lulu still doesn't have hers yet, and neither does Orin on the side of Play Gaming.
Yeah, so definitely a situation where we're looking to fight in the skirmish here.
We see Orin ults into the Yasuo ult here on the Olaf. Olaf ults and uses his W, is trying to... Nice flash! Well,
Great flash.
I think it was over the tornado because it didn't do damage. Can't really tell since he's in ult form. Again. Now still trying to win that fight against the Orin. It probably could have with the health regen he has when that low, but Zach shows up to secure the kill on the Olaf.
It's hard being the victor here because you can't really rotate, because if you're ever caught in the river by Zach or Yasuo, I think you just die. So it's
Yeah.
unfortunate for like a champion matchup perspective, because the victor really can't rotate to these fights safely unless he sees the enemy champions like their location.
Right.
beforehand,
And it's
which-
also tough because if you try to just pressure and push mid to keep him from roaming, then you're extended and can be
Yeah.
jumped on yourself.
The Zach just jumps instead.
Looks like Victor will pick up the Orin once he comes
just
off
waiting
cooldown.
for the lazy cooldown. Yep.
There you go. Walks in close enough, gets it with the Q.
Great job. Good pickup by Fluffy there. Punishing the Orin overstay once again.
And now we have Olaf picking up the farm in the mid lane since Victor was holding that top lane. So we're gonna have a 3v3 in the bot lane. Zach jumps on top of the Rakan. Rakan falls before he can jump back to the Zaya. Zaya ults to try and avoid some of the Zach ultimate damage. Gets ulted on by the Zaya, along with Lulu ulting herself to stay alive. And Bully's trying to pick up the Kaisa, but can't quite.
Big match.
Queen 3
there
for
by
0
Arthur.
on the side of Play Gaming. You can see the empowerment of your carries from the Lulu with the shield and the speed ups, along with the polymorphing the enemies.
It's only going to get more difficult with the Shirley's. I assume we're going to buy this game. Shirley is definitely the pick for this composition.
Yeah, for sure.
Allowing them to reposition and get on the enemy team that has very low mobility without having to sacrifice their own mobility.
Play game goes ahead, picks up the first tower on the bot lane. Yasuo is looking for the second tower on the top lane, is now getting run at by the Olaf, and Olaf will stop the chase.
My Flimsy lost the 1v1 to the Olaf earlier, so just smartly taking the route away from the Olaf, not trying to fight ahead to smart play by my boyfriend defense. The sturdiest fence, actually.
Sturdiest flimsy fence you've ever seen.
I think a little miscommunication there. Also going for the ult all in. We're just taking the wave with his ultimate. A bit of miscommunication there.
Listen, we're gonna kill something with the ultimate. We're not 100% sure.
Yeah. Who knows who it could be? Maybe it's us.
Here, Air 404 picks up tower on the top lane, and the mid lane tower is already down, so they've actually taken 2 to 1 tower, although that top lane is very low for the side of Air 404, and mid lane I believe is about half.
It is interesting to see Vixper going for this Radiant Dawn. I do think this item is very, very strong at the moment. After Jackshaw being nerfed, definitely has a lot of numbers on it. Just like the most amount of stats I think you can buy for Tank Mythic. It was a little strange not to see Demonic first with how strong it is on the patch, but maybe just wants to focus on being that frontline tank for his team, just being that presence. And,
He's trying to help be the enabler to increase the damage from Arma and Flimsy. Nice pickup of the top tower there by Ornn. And Fluffy almost has this bot tower, but backs off when the Yasuo shows up. Looks like Dragon will be spawning here in 30 seconds. We'll see if the team's trying to fight over this. Khan gets a nice knockup on the Zac jump and forces out the Ornn teleport around this dragon. They're now caught on the wrong side of the dragon pit though in 2v5.
If you're Air 4-4, you just want to try and get out here, but they do find out a really good engage on an isolated 3. But the wind wall comes out and does block a lot of damage, but this defense does end up going down.
Zac gets his passive popped in the back line. Kaisa ults down onto the Volibear, and Olaf picks up the Olaf and is picking up the Volibear. Still Xayah is attacking the Ornn and the Lulu, trying to pick them up. Nice double kill there to the Xayah. So it ends up being a 2 for 4. Now Fluffy's walking north so that he doesn't have to 1v1 the Kaisa, and we'll meet back up with his teammates.
Oh, Kaisa wants this fight. Fluffy is level 13 versus the level 11 of the Kaisa.
Yeah, if he had hit the laser into a full combo, it could have been a nice little pop, but he was thinking Kaisa was still in that bush when she was walking towards the ramp. But nice
Kaisa's trying to make the top map move.
Nice Hex Dragon pickup for Air 404. Now Fluffy
Hex-
comes mid to stop this tower pressure.
Hextech Drake's very, very good for everyone. It's
Literally every champion in the game.
Yeah. Just who doesn't want 9 ability haste on anything?
It's okay. As we learned in one of my other casts, you can actually look at what all the dragons do, except for
The Chemtech ones.
Chemtech dragon.
Yeah. I think the Chemtech dragon is tenacity on lower health. Something like that, like increased damage, something like that.
If you want to listen to what Tactica told me, it makes plants.
Okay, that's true. It does do that. It does empower the plants on the map. That does happen.
Here we see
Each Chemtech Drake killed grants a stack of Chemtech Blight.
Blight. Ooh.
Yeah.
Here we see a little more farming out, clearing a vision by Air 404 around the Baron. Looks like they're trying to set up some kind of picks around the jungle here. They do get the stun down on the Ornn along with the Rakan knockup. Zac is coming over to help his teammate though. Ornn's ulting to try to delay this runaway. They're trying to recatch on the Volibear, but they will disengage. Now Kai'Sa is here.
Trailers does move them in position for this fight, and the Volibear is getting isolated.
Volley does ult out, Zac jumps in and misses since the Volley ulted, but now they're fighting in the corridors trying to catch this Ornn. Ornn flashes away. An aggressive ult and flash there by Kai'Sa trying to catch the enemy team, doesn't quite land on them. Now Air Forfer is trying to rush the Baron while Yasuo is trying to split push this bottom lane.
All they have to do is stop them on the side of Play Gaming here, but they're a little far away, and this Baron is dying.
Yeah, the Baron will melt, and they'll want to get back as soon as they can to save that bot inhib. Let's see if Play Gaming delays it or not. They don't get the delay off, and they looks like they get about half the chunk. And they have the Volibear and Rakan fighting 2v4 outside this pit. The Rakan gets picked up by the Zac.
Definitely think we wanted to back off there.
Trying to walk away, smart to attack that plant there to get a little bit of a knockback, but doesn't have his carries to follow up.
Yeah, but even with the Rakan down, they are trying to push him to a Baron buff, which is going to be difficult.
Yeah, still a very worth trade overall for Air Forfer to pick up the Baron for a tower and their support. So overall a win in that trade, I would say.
Unfortunately, our Xayah did lose Flash and ult trying to go for that play, so did want to just kind of back off and let those cooldowns come up. At least the ult.
Yeah, she'll have to play safe. Here we go, Zac looking to dive under tower into 3 of the enemy team. Gets the knock up into the Yasuo ult into instant deletion of the Xayah, along with destroying the mid tower and chasing down the Victor. Exhaust from the Rakan, and the Olaf is now trying his best to run down the Lulu, but not getting it. Gets a pickup on Zac, but will fall. They've lost all their Baron buffs and are fallen 5 for 1.
Yeah. Unfortunate, very, very smart play, intelligent play by Play Gaming. Just going for the initiation on Xayah. They know she has no defensive tools available to her. So if they land that CC, she is just going to get one shot, and there's nothing she can do about it.
Yeah, definitely very smart engage. Also seeing that the enemy team only had 3 under that tower, so they weren't at full strength. Nice pickup there, 1,000 shutdown gold to the Xayah, picking up the Kai'Sa. Now Volleys seems he can pick up a little more with the ultimate in and the stun on the Yasuo. Rakan dashes in, knocks up the Yasuo also. Victor from the side misses the Yasuo Q, doesn't get knocked up, and the Rakan will pick up the shutdown on the Yasuo.
Good kills coming out from them, relieving the pressure and allowing them to push their waves. As Dragon timer.
This should give them the dragon since Yasuo will still be dead when it spawns. See if they can't pick up the Zac, who was trying to get a little bit of vision around. A good knock up there again when Zac was trying to jump out. Flash in by the Volibear. Forces a flash out by Zac. Rakan ultimate to charm up both of the enemies. Ultimate on Zac to disengage.
That is a very large cooldown for the side of the Play Game that is not available for this dragon fight.
Yep, and they have a nice low Zac, so they can rush this dragon down and not have to worry as much about the smite fight. Zac's still looking to jump in along with the Ornhorn. Casual Clubs does pick up the dragon with a nice smite, and now Zac is stuck in the pit. Will pop his Loblets, but the team will walk away and accept they lost the dragon and their jungler.
I think Vixper was going for the old flyby there to try and go for the smite, but didn't quite make the landing on the other side.
Yep, was a little far away for trying for the flyby, but would have been the best idea. Now Olaf is trying to split push a little bit in the bot lane. 3 of Play Gaming are trying to walk down to catch him. Looks like Olaf is backing up. We'll see if he can get out cleanly. Looks like Olaf is out.
Oh, yeah. The flimsy defense Yasuo has been a treat to watch though. He's been playing it pretty well. Not playing too aggressively, just the right amount of pressure, just following with his engages. He's been doing a great job.
Although he has fallen into the trap of Yasuo's, I see every once in a while, who don't go for dying 10 times immediately and hit their power spike.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. It's tough without that crutch, but I think Flimsy's making it work without the power spike.
We'll see if it works out for him.
Yeah. There's still time. We can still die those 10 times.
Just need 4 more deaths and you'll get that power spike.
Yeah, that's the best part about Yasuo is like that power spike is always there. You always have that fallback.
Here we'll probably see a fight around the Baron in about a minute 20. Hoping to see some vision fighting beforehand from both teams to see if they can't get a good pick off before that objective spawns.
The Zaya does have her defensive cooldowns available once again and these 3 items.
But Olaf is splitting the bot lane and does not have TP, so if there is a fight on the other side of the map, Olaf cannot join easily, but is looking for that tower pressure.
Looks like Olaf's going for Hull Breacher maybe? Could be Stairs Cage as well.
Yeah. I would guess if Olaf's looking to split push a lot, it'll be that Hull Breaker. Now they have Olaf and Voli trying to pick up this tower, looking to get collapsed on by the Zac, Orin, and Lulu along with the Yasuo.
Hopefully he does have TP to join this fight, so this is going to be an all-out team fight in the bottom lane. But
trying to run out. They have a Kaisa behind them in this 4v4, and we'll see where Victor wants to try to teleport in. Teleporting in near the red buff, trying to support casual clubs. Gets a double knockup and ultimate by the Yasuo onto the Volibear and the Rakan. They both immediately pop. Nice ultimate by the Zaid to get 3, but falls after the ultimate wears off. Olaf does kill the Zac, and only Victor escapes on the side of Air 404. A 4-for-1 favoring Play Gaming. Now they're pinging in mid lane, probably looking to try to end.
Does seem that way. The timers are quite long for Air 404 here.
They're still at 20 seconds, so by the time they get there, Victor will just have to hold off for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, there's 2 super creeps here, so the tower's gonna take a long time to kill these. But
Victor's got infinite wave clear. I would never worry about it.
Literally infinite.
See, Play Gaming agrees with me. They go ahead and back off, start stealing the enemy jungle, so they get a little more gold in their pocket for their efforts. Baron is up with both teams now being back on the map, so we'll see if there's gonna be a fight around that objective.
And there is a soul point available for
Here we see Mandy Rose doing a good job pink warding the Baron and clearing out enemy vision to make them feel more pressured on that objective. Air 404 walking over is 3, trying to get wards back down. Luckily for them, Play Gaming had reset, so now they'll get to walk in, clear the enemy vision, and set up their own vision.
Victor going to push this side wave.
We do have Victor in the bot and has just used teleport. It is a huge wave, but it will be a 4v5 on the side of Baron. Olaf finds the Yasuo and is just autoing. Nice ultimate to cancel the Yasuo ults immediately. And Zac damage misses along with the shielding and healing from the Olaf, takes down the Yasuo. Nice ultimate from both AD carries to get each other killed. A nice shield and knockup on the side of the Khan. And look at how large that Zac is with the Lulu ultimate down. Casual's trying to run down this Lulu, stop those healers and shields coming in. Meanwhile, Olaf is trying to slowly beat down these tanks. Victor shows up and ults. Olaf does fall, but Rakan lives and will help Victor pick up these 2 kills. Khan will walk away and dash away. Almost gets picked up by the Orin, but lives at the end of the day. Will they try to 3-man? They do not want to. They want to walk down to that Dragon Soul.
The soul? Yeah, I do think
definitely the soul would be the correct call.
Yeah, that is the right choice because it allows you to leave the Baron on the map. It is important. Not only is the soul a long-term better buff over the course of the game, obviously because you can keep it forever. The Baron being up still allows them to just force fight immediately after getting the soul as well. So
here they do have the Hex Gate, so it's helping Play Gaming get back on the map very quickly. They're trying to rush down this dragon before the fight will break out. They have the smite, Play Gaming does not. Volibear is focusing the dragon while the Rakan and Victor try to fight off the Kaisa. If you can get off the Q auto. Ooh. Nicely picked up there for the Hex Dragon by the Volibear, then ults in to pick up the Kaisa as the Victor falls.
As I had to show up. Good attempt by Play Gaming to try and shut down that Dragon Soul and make it definitely put them in an awkward situation. Fluffy does end up going down. It had no mana, unfortunate situation, and the Kaiser did blow stop her one-shot stopwatch, which I assume we're probably not going to use in the future, but
We'll see if
Just like-
Kaisa goes for grabbing that Guardian Angels or not. Volibear and Olaf here catching out the Yasuo, who is alone in the bot lane. Yasuo does ult the Volibear, but Volley is tanky enough at this point, it doesn't really matter to him. Yasuo doesn't have the minions to dash to currently and does fall. Meanwhile, on the far side of the map, Play Gaming is trying to pick up the Baron, while Air 4-4 was picking up the Yasuo. We'll see if they
Looks
can
like
burn it
Air
fast enough.
4-4.
They're missing all of their carry damage on this objective, so it is going down very slowly. Kaisa's trying to run over through the warp gate now.
and they do have the Hex Gates here for the side of Air 4-4.
Here Rakan picks him up, but is any of his team
I did
near enough
not
to pick
pick
it up? They are not. Play Gaming does pick up the Baron and a Rakan, but will they get out safely? Olaf hits the slow on the two tanks on the Stride Breaker. Getting Horn ult coming through for this fight. Zaya is autoing and does not get hit by the Horn. Zaya melts down the two tanks while Olaf is trying to run down the 80 carry. Zaya picks up the rest of the damage after Olaf falls, and now Mandy Rose is trying to run away from this very scary bear, but will not quite get away. As Zac kills the Zaya, but falls to Fluffy Death on the Victor.
This looks like I'm not sure if Flimsy got the Baron or not. I wasn't sure when he respawned.
I
So
think
Flimsy
Flimsy
may
was
still
still
have the
down.
Baron.
But he might, let's see. Oh, no Baron.
Okay, nope, no Baron. So all Baron buffs dead on the side of Play Gaming. So
Yep, so heads up play by them to pick up that Baron, but unfortunately the four characters who got the buff did fall.
but bit of a slobber knocker here. May come down to the Elder Drake. Actually, it's been a while since I've seen that game come down to Elder. So
Definitely a very back and forth game. It's been exciting on both sides.
man, these carries really scaling up. Does look like Armo went for the hourglass, so he's gonna end up using that stopwatch, and
There you go.
the Zaya still has an item slot available. So good news is Kaisa is done scaling for the most part. Trade out the Zonius for another item later if he decides to.
Yep, and not a bad item for Kaisa to have anyways, since she does have some of that AP scaling. You see 3 on the side of Air 4-4 pressing forward. They could have gotten jumped on there in a 4v3, but Play Gaming does not decide to pull the trigger. You see Victor and Volley now walking towards the mid lane. As the mid tower will fall and Olaf is running at the Kaisa. Kaisa ults to create some distance. Rakan knocks up the Kaisa, but is now getting knocked up himself by the Zachary. The Kaisa ultimate to avoid some of the Orin damage, but gets the pullback and the kill with the Victor onto the Kaisa. Victor will also pick up the Orin. So despite being a little disjointed, Air 4-4 wins that mid-fight. They do have the Yasuo in the top lane trying to take the enemy inhib. Nice ultimate there from the Volibear to shut down the tower as they dive the Lulu. Victor will pick up that kill. Zaya's trying to fight off the Yasuo in the Air 4-4 base. Zaya does fall, and now Fluffy has to TP back on the Victor.
Fluffy's very low here, so Yasuo is still winnable fight for Yasuo.
Yasuo was trying to auto down that tower quickly before the TP could come through, but couldn't quite get it.
I would still say a favorable exchange for Play Gaming, actually. Able to get that hit down once again, and on the best possible side of the map with the Elder Drake spawning soonish. Yeah,
Trade of
minute
inhibs in the end, but definitely pressure on the farther side of the map, along with forcing out that Victor TP, so Victor won't be able to clear that wave and easily get the dragon.
Yeah, looks
Just gonna have to push it hard and try to walk down before the objective spawns. Bully picks
like
up the enemy red buff and will get out safely. Takes out that plant for easy access to the dragon, which is coming up in 1 minute.
Does look like Elder is going to decide this game. it does look like Play Gaming is going to have to team fight into this Hextech Soul. So they've done a great job avoiding the team fights and just splitting the map. But unfortunately, they are going to have to fight into this Hex Soul for this Elder Dragon.
Yep, we'll see how much damage this Hex Soul does when they are forced into this 5v5. And now it looks like they're setting up for it. Yasuo is coming through the Hex Gate from the blue side base, and they're trying to come in from the top side of the Dragon Pit. Air 404 is hanging out right outside the Dragon Pit.
Super minions are about to crash in the top lane, and this dragon is still 15 seconds away.
Looks like Air 404 is trying to back right now, which could give Play Gaming an opportunity to rush down the dragon. Now they're trying to protect the mid lane from the Yasuo pressure. And the Zac, Kai'Sa, and Lulu are looking to rush down this Hextech Soul, or Elder Soul. Yasuo Qs and ults into two of the enemy team on Air 404. Kills the Victor, but will burn down to the ultimate. Yasuo, Saya, and Rakan are killing off the Ornn. Meanwhile, Volibear is trying to save the Dragon Take on the Elder, but was unable to do so. But it is a 3 with Elder against 4, and a Volibear trying to run for his life.
This actually looked like a
nice dodge to avoid the knockup and stall for his team to show up. And now, will they engage? They will not. So, Play Gaming picks up the Elder on 3, losing 2 members to 1.
Yeah, extremely intelligent fight by Flimsy Fence there. Obviously, the fight looked unfavored because he went in 2v1, but does ensure his teammate gets that, or his team gets that Elder Drake uncontested, which is very important. Doesn't ever flip it, just make sure his team just gets it for sure, and allows them to now team fight with Elder Soul. Boulder gets caught in his own jungle here, but does get the next stack Drake.
Oh yeah, because of the shield.
Yeah. But yeah. Smart play by the Volibear, knowing his champion. Baron does spawn it. This Elder Drake is going to burn this Baron.
This time they do have Kai'Sa here for the burn down on the Baron, so they will burn it down before Air 404 even thinks to check. So now with the Baron and the remainders of the Elder buff, Play Gaming are going to be looking to try and end out this game quickly.
I think even with Elder or Hex Soul, Air 4 is going to have a hard time playing into both of these Elder, or these.
They've got about a third left on the Elder buff.
They're just waiting for their team to form, but looks like Arma is going to just take it back here.
Alright, taking it back, gonna clear that bot wave. Probably could have been the time to use that Elder buff, but looks like they're just gonna back off and say, alright, Elder's gonna fall off, but we still have the Baron.
Yeah, both teams in an awkward situation once again, but with that Elder buff falling off, I would say the fighting power is a bit equalized, because the Elder Soul still is on the other side, so.
Yeah, I have to remember how much true damage a burn plus the execute that Elder gives you, so it's a very strong ending tool.
Yeah. Any fight is good when you have Elder. That's just that's how I like to think about things. It's obviously the Hextech Soul is powerful, but
caution from Play Gaming gives Air 404 a little bit of wiggle room for this next fight. Looks like Flimsy is looking to catch Fluffy here on the top wave. Fluffy gets the stun down and the Zonias, very nicely done, and the rest of his team shows up, so they will be picking up Flimsy's defense as the rest of Play Gaming is breaking that bottom inhib.
But does cost them a lot. Another turret and inhib goes down.
And they're looking for the mid inhib, but a nice flash engage by the Rakan gets a good engage for the team Air 404. Need someone to get on this Kai'Sa. Saya takes her down with the ultimate and the pullback, and now is melting through the enemy tanks, taking out the Ornn, taking out the Zac after the globules come back up, and Volibear once again running down the Lulu. And now looks like Air 404 is pinging that mid inhib. They have about a minute of the death timer. Looks like they want to run end to end and try to end this game.
I do think they are going to have enough time here. It's going to be a little close toward the end, unless Flimsy's able to make an insane hero play here.
It'll be Flimsy against 5 for about 20 seconds till Arma and 30 seconds for the rest of the team.
The wave is quite far, so definitely gonna have an opportunity. I think
Holy
the
can
will
just walk
spawn.
under and try to tank it.
You can just ult the turrets here, for sure. Just ult the turrets if it's available, it is.
No, just focus turrets, ult. Yeah,
Yep.
take them down,
Unfortunately.
knock up, but just focus turrets, focus the Nexus, and you win. Yep.
Great job by Arrow 4. Committing to
Crazy
that.
game on that one.
Yeah.
Nicely played by both sides. I will get up the correct score screen real quick. Since I was silly and forgot to change them.
Definitely toward the end of that game, it seemed like a lot of indecision by both teams. It seemed like both teams or the teams weren't really on the same page of what was going to happen or what they were going to do. I mean, it's early season, so it's not that surprising to see. But definitely something to look to smooth out in the later games of the season.
For sure. And there we can see, with that back and forth fighting, the scaling on the side of...
Man, we really like showing the Ramen Renegades
heck?
versus...
I literally just changed it. Why you do this to me? Goodness.
We love the Ramen Renegades out here.
Hey man, I gotta give love to my old mid laner, right? There we
go.
With a little bit of outscaling on the team comp and a little bit of better team fighting and that love from the Hex Texel, Air 4-4 able to pull out that game too against Play Gaming.
Yeah, the 90% win rate of the Hex Texel really pulling its weight there, I would say. But
And
great job. Great job from Air 4 just staying on those dragons and staying in the game.
Yep, I think it was very nice for them to have taken away the super poke in the bot lane and have a little more ability to fight in that lane and have a lot more impact on the game. So I hope we get to see more good fighting in this game 3. But
I would be
Go ahead.
I would be surprised to see Doombird get the Rakan once again. It did seem like it was pretty problematic for the side of Play Gaming, because Doombird definitely was a very big difference maker for the game.
She had a ton of great engages.
Yeah, and she was just no hesitation going in whenever she felt like it, and lower range carries of Play Gaming got punished very often by the Rakan, so I would be surprised to see that go through the draft.
For sure. And we'll take a quick break and we will catch you for game 3 in a couple minutes. And welcome back to Game 3 of Air 404 against Plague Gaming.
Let's
Who,
go.
who are you favoring going into Game 3 here?
I think it's close. The series has been really close. I do think Air 404 are kind of downloading the side of Play Gaming, figuring out what they want to do and playing around it. Obviously some macro mistakes we can say in that game, but I do think Air 404 is improving over the course of the series. So we'll see if they're able to pull this comeback back after losing game 1.
For
Would love to
sure.
see it.
I'm hoping for another hype game either way in this third and final game of the series, because that last one was definitely a banger. Here I have pulled up the third game so we can talk about the teams that end up getting drafted. And first off, I have to say I see Arma got his Tristana, which is always a scary pick on Arma.
Especially into the Ziri. Definitely very, very scary situation for the Ziri. Yeah. The Doombreaker has her work cut out for her, trying to keep the Ziri safe from getting engaged on by the Tristana. But I believe in her. She can do it. In the top lane, they did have Aurelia versus Dr. Mundo, which is obviously, I think early game, Aurelia very favored. And with the nerfs from Mundo last patch, he is not doing very well on this patch. As far as win rates are concerned, I don't know if that means he's not very strong. I haven't seen him too much after the nerf, so it'd be interesting to see how this Mundo plays out in this game. If he's able to scale up into that monster we know.
It definitely got a little bit weaker, but still is one of those picks where if you can get a couple items and you don't let the Aurelia get that snowball going, can do alright in that matchup. Aurelia always, you get that 4 stack and then you all in, which is exceedingly scary, so we'll have to watch out for that.
Mundo definitely another one of those champions that really wants that level 16. His ultimate really goes to another level when he gets level 16.
Right. Let me see. Once again, Vixper gets to pilot the Zac 3 games in a row. Casual Plebs picks up the Volibear again, so we get a redo on the jungle matchup. Fluffy Death once again gets the Victor, this time into a Silas, where every time in my solo queue games I've seen a Silas, they've been an incredibly scary monster, so definitely a very strong pick currently.
I do think Silas is in a good spot if he's able to get to those items. Those like 3 and 4 item situations with Silas, it's really, really hard. Once he has the Everfrost and the Zonius available, it's a very scary champion to play around. But yeah, definitely just comfort pick coming out from Arrow 404. I like to see it, honestly. Tactile giving himself a little bit more range with the Ziri, so if we're able to scale up on the Ziri and stand in this lane, I do like the outlook long term.
In this game, they didn't go barrier into the Zeri, so unfortunate for the Zeri.
Yeah, you love to see that.
And Mandy Rose will be piloting the Nami, a very strong support as well. Lots of good poke and healing, but
definitely a lot of burst damage in this bottom lane. Nami just gonna augment that Trist burst damage even more.
That's right, and we'll go ahead and get into this game 3 to close out this series.
But yeah, Nami just very good with both carries, I would say. Both carries just looking to one-shot one person and kind of reset after that. And definitely looking some one-shottable carries on the side of 404. So we'll see if they're able to play around the burst damage and punish the aggression.
For sure. It looks like Play Gaming is moving together as a 3-man and a 2-man. That 3-man might be able to catch the volley. I think I saw on the mini-map Nami stepped up and might have given away the position to the volley.
Another insane mental advantage for Fluffy Death there, getting the first strike down on the Zac. Just ping your gold and say we've already won the video game.
I'm rich.
Zac so far behind. But yeah, Zac going for no potion. Definitely something I've been trying out in my games as well. The potion seems very useless because of the way the healing works, and
Yeah, his
You-
globules do so much.
Well, it's not just with Zac specifically. It's just the damage in jungle in general is like current health, and you heal
Right.
after you kill the camp. So you don't actually want to like use the potion until you're done clearing anyway, because you getting more health just makes them do more damage to you. So
Oh, okay. I didn't even realize.
it's definitely like a weird spot, especially with the jungle item costing 450. It just the one potion doesn't even do that much for you after you clear. So definitely can help in some fighting situations. I still go for it. I think I'm in that camp where we're still going for the potion, because if you do end up fighting over a scuttle or something like that, having that potion in your pocket can make the difference.
Makes sense. Yeah, this is why I just avoid the jungle like a plague. It's always too randomly weird every season.
Yeah, they change it every season, and it's I don't know. I mean, jungle's strong, so W there, but
Here we see Incongruous already has a nice lead in the top lane as far as the HP bars, doing the multi-Q onto the minions, getting that passive up, and getting a nice trade on the Mundo. Tristana has her passive AoE on the minion death and is using this to push the wave, hit level 2, and harass the enemy bot lane. A nice pull there, but Tristana smartly doesn't auto-attack to not draw the tower aggro. And a ignite down from both supports. Swain has the flash down.
unfortunately, Arrow 4 getting caught by the level 2 once again. Unfortunate kind of replay from the first game. We'll see if they're able to recover from health disadvantage. It's always a tough situation because Doombird has already used both potions, so her longevity in this lane is definitely dated, especially against the healing of the Nami. So
It's definitely more bullying on the side of the Triss Nami, along with having the actual sustain from the Nami, so we'll see how that spot lane goes this game. Another jump in here from Arma, trying to take down the Swain. The heal comes through from the Zeri, but the bomb goes off to get the first blood. Right after the first blood, Zeri takes down the Tristana. Double flash from the Nami and the Zeri, but the Nami will escape. So every summoner but exhaust used on the Tristana in the bot lane. Nice kill there from Fluffy Death in the mid lane, takes out the Victor. Now, nice stun to proc the passive into the volley gank to pick up the Mundo in the top lane.
action in this early game, but
Action across the board, we like to see it.
but even trades looking like across the board. Obviously, some people are behind, some people are ahead, but as far as top down side of Arrow 4 still ahead by 500, so still having the team advantage. Love to see it. If you're the side of Arrow 4, but kills definitely in good spots for play gaming. So we'll see if they're able, their AD carry and mid are able to push this lead even further.
Yep, they have their 1 kill mid, 1 kill AD carry, kind of mirroring what had happened in game 1. We'll see if they can keep that up and remain even again. Not too bad where the kills went. They got one on Zeri and one on Volley for Air 404, so they have a very slight gold lead, but things are all very even.
Casual plebs definitely having a lot more pressure in this game as a little bit, going for more early ganks, trying to find those angles, and trying to get leads for his team.
For sure.
Definitely a change between last game, just looking to cause more action in the early game, but definitely has the lanes for it. Victor and Aurelia, I mean, everyone loves getting kills, but Victor really enjoys those kills because it can accelerate those. I forgot the augments.
Get those augments on them.
Yep.
Slimsy looking for a trade there in the mid lane, doesn't quite hit the stun, gets a little laser as a parting gift. Nice stun to practice passive on Mundo, and a couple of key rundowns by Aurelia to get him chunked out. There we see Zac ganking for his mid laner, an immediate ultimate from the Silas, and the additional stun to pick up that Victor one more time and get 2 kills down on Silas.
That's
Triss
finds the engage here.
Jumping in, jumps in under tower with the ignite, will fall to it. But we'll see if Zeri can beat the Nami in the 1v1.
Yeah,
Ignite keeping Zeri from healing up much.
A lot of damage output from the Zeri, but not able to finish that kill with the spells coming out from Nami.
Yep. Good to see. Aurelia picks up the kill on the Mundo and now is trying to chase down the Zac. The Zac flashes the wall and will escape. And now Mandy Rose showing off the Nami farming skills as she waits for her Tristana to get back.
I think she's just trying to crash the wave, so Harry's able to farm, which good on her. Definitely the move if you're more.
All farm the land.
Yeah. If you die there as Nami, you just say, "Is it good though?" Crash the wave. Unlucky.
Right. But still 2-2, pretty even on the AD carry farm scores. Zeri rushed those attack speed boots, whereas Tristana has the Noon Quiver and the pickaxe. So definitely a little more attack power in the Tristana right now.
Does look like the Volibear's going for the Heartsteel in this game over the Divine Center, I believe, in last game.
Casual does love the Heartsteel, so
Yeah, he's a bit of a Heartsteel gamer, that one.
You know, there's about an 80% chance that we'll get built when you see casual play.
Bit of a Heartsteel enjoyer. We'll see if it pans out. This game is definitely a little accelerated here, so definitely what you want for the item. You want it to be out as fast as possible, so you can get that stacking going.
So Silas up in the top river, trying to pick up, I assume, the scuttle. No, maybe it's just clearing some vision.
But again, this game looking reminiscent of game 1. Silas definitely going even with the Victor, melee into ranged. Definitely very good for the Silas player, especially having 2 kills. This another character that really can become unbearable if he's given too much of a lead.
See, Zac's thinking about a gank in the mid lane, not pulling trigger yet, and Volibear is nearby, so we might end up with a 2v2. Well, he knows the Zac is there. Will stun him before the jump can go off, but now has Silas coming to support the Zac. He's trying to land damage over the wall, pops the Zac passive, but the Blobules is still there, and he still needs to deal with the Silas with the volley ult.
Blobules coming up.
Ult will allow Zac to proc the passive and come back to life, and they both get to walk away. No deaths in the mid lane.
It's surprising that Zac was able to live there, but good on them for making that happen. Victor, very low mana here. Silas does find the engage, but does get stunned up. So.
It's a good stun field. You definitely want to put that into yourself when you know Silas is going to dash into you.
Yep.
I think if the Volley and Victor had just said, Silas is here, but we killed the Blobules and walk away, we could have picked up that kill, but they were trying to get both and ended up with neither.
So, unfortunate for them, but not of too much consequence.
Nice bubble from the Nami. Not to be followed up on, though.
Definitely didn't lose anything in that mid fight, but definitely a missed opportunity, I think.
I think just everyone used their ultimate.
Yeah.
Now, Aurelia, Victor, and Volibear are picking up this Rift Herald. It'll go down to the Aurelia, so they're gonna try to continue that pressure top lane, so she can't get a couple plates off of it. Good stun field once again from the Victor to get a nice kind of even trade on the Silas when he's dashed on.
Fast fingies by the Fluffy there. Silas still
Silas steals the Victor ult and gets the stun down. Victor has to flash away. Now Silas does dash under, and with the heal and the sidestep from the Victor, Victor lives and gets the solo bellow onto Flimsy Fence. Well played, Fluffy.
Yeah, great movement by Fluffy there. Knowing that the Silas is going for the flash W there, but just barely out of range. But definitely with that kill, I do really like the position for Arrow 404 here. The Swain being able to trade out for the Tristana and all in every time. I mean, it's good that the Tristana's getting ahead of the curve. Zeri's also scaling up here. So.
Nice pullback. Tristana still had jump, see if she can get picked up. There, he flashes out to not die. Ooh, nice flash Q from the Swain to pick up the Trist, but then falls to the Nami. He's looking for the pickup onto the Zeri. The tower shot. Oh, but the heal lands back on and saves the Nami.
Really thin margins there. Great job. Great job able to make that happen, and then once again able to get the refrag. It's really important that Tristana is able to get a lead in these games. So I'm glad that Karma is going for these plays, but the Zeri has definitely been I'm going to benefit long term more from these trades.
Yeah, it's been very fortunate they've been trading 1-for-1 in most of these fights.
Yep.
Keeping any kind of snowball from getting out of hand.
Yeah, the Aurelia was, I think, able to Rift Herald for the 2 plate stop, or no? At least
She got 3, I believe.
The
Volley shows up top after the proc on the passive from the Aurelia. Nice easy kill there, and we'll see if they go for a couple more plates. Swain was also topside, looking to really secure that tower, and now is walking towards the mid lane with Zach looking for a potential gank. Just jumps in. Victor's far enough away, doesn't get pulled in, but Zeri will have to play safe in the bot lane while being alone. And Air 404 will pick up this first top tower.
That's a very scary Aurelia. Already has the Borg power spike. So
Borg will be looking for that Jack shows since Riot said they didn't want fighters to use it, so they made it so fighters could use it.
Yeah. Interesting choice by Riot Games. They'll figure it out eventually. They always do.
The classic balance tune.
It's just how many patches will it take? That's always the question.
Now we just all have to add freak and say, fix this, come on.
Yeah. I saw some of the changes he was planning on doing for AD Carry. He posted them on his YouTube if any people are interested, and they do look very helpful for them in the long term.
It was an interesting video, so definitely worth a watch if you want to see potential upcoming changes.
Lucky going in for the all-in here. Volibear able to cover this aggression, and looks like Flimsy's going to go down. But,
ooh, has flash.
Yep.
But does pick up the kill. Mundo's taking this time to get a little bit of farm back in the top lane, while the Volley and the Victor pressure the mid lane.
Well, yeah, I'm just liking the position for Era 404 more and more as the minutes tick by. But
very nice jump in there by Zach, get a quick kill onto the Swain, and it goes over to Tristana. And now they have a 3 versus 1 on the bot lane. Zeri, if she overstays, will probably get jumped on. Standing far enough back currently.
A lot of focus being put on this Tristana, and this is definitely a way that they can blow this mid game wide open. If the Tristana's able to get enough of a lead here, definitely can delay some of the scaling, I think, from the side of Arrow 404. Because I don't know if anybody watched the LCK cast, but they really emphasized the 3-item spike from Zeri.
Tristana flashed the wall and get the bomb down, gets enough autos where the explosion does kill the Zeri, so another kill over the Tristana, and a smart play from Play Gaming. They transition to the Dragon after the bot play, since Air 404 had taken their resets and pick up a free Mountain Soul.
Yeah. Free finder now.
The stun from Aurelia misses, but the ultimate connects, going all in on the support that gets hit by a bubble. Trying to kill off the Tristana, and will get that kill. And on the backside, the Silas Swain ulting on top of Victor will take him down quickly. Nami Wave barely misses, but the Silas stun will connect onto the Volibear and is still looking to continue this fight. Zach is jumping into the bush onto the Aurelia. Silas focusing down the Volley first, and now looking for the Aurelia, getting both the kills, and only the Doom Bird remains on the Swain. Zeri, just spawning, has returned to the fight. Swain ults in this 2v4 with the enemy team having low health bars. The Silas healing is almost enough, but they pick up the kill onto the Silas, and the Doombird picks up the Zach.
I don't hate Doombird taking the kill there actually. Definitely a very good game for Rylais. I think is going to be a very crucial item for their team fight. Just being able to heal off some of these melee characters from the Zeri. So I'm looking to run down
the Nami here, and with the flash ultimate, Fluffy Duff does pick up that kill. And they're also picking up the bot tower. Tristana walked down mid and picked up that mid tower and trade. So still a lot of trading across the map. Air 404 sitting with about a 3.5 gold lead currently. Aurelia finds with Tristana in the jungle, but Tristana jumps over the wall nicely. No follow-up from the Aurelia, means Tristana lives.
But definitely good. Fluffy getting another kill there. Definitely a scary composition to not have flash against, though. So we'll see if he gets punished for that aggressive flash in the future.
Right. Whew. But once again, we see 9 of the 10 kills have gone to Silas or Tristana in this game for Plague Gaming. Definitely, once again, getting all the gold on their 2 main carries.
Yeah, Air 4 making me kind of use my words there. They were in a great position, but after giving up all those shutdowns to the carries on the side of Play Gaming, definitely makes this mid game very scary for them. I don't think they automatically lose or anything because that happened. They definitely lost their advantage, I think.
No, it's still very scary. They'll have to play the team fights very smart and focus the 2 carries and peeling their own carries.
It's not an impossible task, but definitely a more difficult game.
It's difficile.
But Mixper once again going for this Radiant Dawn, just going tanking up.
Yep, definitely likes that. Here, Casual has finished his Heartsteel, starting to stack up that item. We see Aurelia's going for the Shield Bow, second item, rather than Jack Shows, so will be a little more damage, but a little less tanky on that Aurelia.
Don't necessarily hate it, because they have a lot of targets to focus, especially like Volibear looks like going for the Nashor's too. So definitely just like a 5-threat composition coming out from Arrow 404, and they're, I mean, they everyone's gonna have to die quickly.
Double ultimate from Victor and Silas in the bot lane. Victor gets down the stuns, trying to run back to tower. Hits the E and Q auto.
Ooh, man.
And the E from the swing actually there did all the work and gets to kill on the Silas. Well played, Bird. Fluffy didn't do anything there.
Yeah, heard it for sure. But another crucial sidestep from Fluffy under the turret, dodging the Silas E.
Yeah, it's definitely showing off those side steps very well. A nice flank on Casual Clubs, forces the Nami flash into the ultimate under tower, shutting it down to Zakazar to counter engage and save his teammates under the tower, and both teams disengage. Here, Triss gets a good amount of damage out on Zeri. Might look to jump and execute. Not currently, but they're going to try to take out this rift before it gets out too many charges. Takes out that mid tower. A nice flash ultimate from the Aurelia, but Tristana jumps back out. Ooh, didn't Q back onto the Tristana, so misses a little bit of damage, and Triss picks up the kill on Aurelia. Now, Silas once again takes the Swain ult. Swain is hitting the E, gets the slow, and is trying to run for her life, but doesn't really have anywhere to go. So we'll eventually fall to the Zek.
Looking like Fluffy.
Meanwhile, Volibear is picking up the dragon. We got the Chemtech Drake. So we'll get those big plants.
This is my time. I looked it up.
Tell us.
This is my time. I know what it does now.
It's your time.
Okay. The Drake itself gives 5% tenacity and a heal and power.
Really TP's in, and now they're having a fight over the dragon that just died. Tristan's a little isolated, hops the wall to get behind her teammates, and now the Zac Silas combo is crushing the side of Air 4-4. Silas doesn't quite get over the wall with that volley ult, but now changes targets back onto the actual volley there. And they will slowly run him down. Ults the wall, but nice stun pull over by the Silas to pick up the kill.
Very disjointed fight. Unfortunately, Aurelia kind of isolating herself by TPing in, and then going in. Teammates couldn't really help her out. The Nami wave coming in.
Yeah, this is one where Air 4-4 could have been looking for more of the split map plays and letting Aurelia do more of the split push angle. Since they had gotten the dragon, they didn't lead that fight. If they just walked away and let Aurelia split away, they could have gained more of an advantage. And Play Gaming is looking to pick up this Baron.
I actually really like this call from them. Very aggressive call, but definitely if they don't check, it's just super free.
Yep, and
I don't
I
think
think Air 404 is
expect
assuming Play Gaming would have gone for the back already, so they weren't expecting anything. And Play gets to sneak that Baron.
Yeah,
Very smart calls.
smart choice by them. And Flimsy already 2 items, moving toward that death cap. Just a very, very scary Silas. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how you look at it, Air 404 skills just very much spread across the board. Silas going in for the 1v1. Aurelia opting in, but Silas does flash away. And
Almost picks up the Silas, but Mundo's there to collect the kill.
Yeah, doesn't get a hard steal sack, so big L there.
Wasn't even worth it then.
True, it wasn't.
Gotta live for the stacks once you build out a hard
Yeah.
steal. Anything for the stacks. A nice pull there by Swain onto the Nami. Will dodge the volley storm heal, it's called. But another nice V by the Swain. Picks up both the Nami and the Trist ults, and Zeri will pick up the Trist. Now volley is autoing down the Zac, who will jump away, but almost a perfect time eat there by Swain onto the Silas. Silas picked up the Swain ult and is drain tanking the team of Air 404. They're still trying to pick him up, but just can't get the damage down, and they're falling to that Swain.
The Swain ult,
Looking
a little better on the Silas there, not gonna lie.
It's almost like a mid laner with all the AP gets a little more out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, the side of Play Gaming has been able to snowball those fight wins into this big lead that they're seeing now. I can't really see what the lead is because the screen's kind of all boxes for me. But that's okay.
It's all boxes. Play Gaming has about a 500 gold lead.
Okay, it's not even that big, honestly.
Nope,
but
we got a lot of map pressure. They've taken down another tower with the remainder of the Baron they have, and trying to set up more vision around the map.
Games like these are very difficult, right? Because it probably doesn't feel like you're very ahead in game, and then the Silas is just actually very far ahead of everyone else, even though the gold totals are similar. Yeah. Silas is way ahead of everyone else. So
yeah, Silas's gold graph is definitely spiked.
Yeah, so it's definitely a hard game to play out, I think, because they have to manage the Silas somehow, and they don't have a lot of great lockdown to chain with their stats.
A nice catch from the bush there from the Tristana on the Swain. Swain tries the ult and E to trade some damage back, but Tristana has enough damage to just auto Swain down to death.
Yeah, the only reliable CC they have for the Silas is the Volibear stun, but that is not the easiest thing to hit on the Silas. So
if they layered everything onto him, they could CC him out and kill him, but with how ahead he is, if you don't 100 him out, he heals so much. Nice Zeri and Aurelia catch on the Nami and Mundo. Take out the Nami, but now Zac shows up to help out his other beef brother. Zeri dashes over the wall aggressively, but now Silas shows up, hits that stun, and picks up the kill.
I guess I'm not expecting the rotations to come out from the side of Play Gaming.
Yep, a little aggressive on that dash over the wall. And now Play Gaming will look to pick up their third dragon.
Second dragon, I think.
We've got the 4v4 going on over here. Zac is a little low, but they still have to worry about that Silas being very strong. They do have the Victor stun. Here, once again, Silas having the Swain ult. You kind of have to wait that out since he heals even more than Swain does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here. Oh. Ooh, nicely played by Casual using the vision. Armo walks a little too close to that bush and does fall to the volley. Trade comes back from Flimsy fence, and then Flimsy 100s out the Victor before the stun goes off from the W field. Also kills out the Swain because, you know, 3 abilities do that much damage.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. The Silas has just grown into that late game beast a little too early, I think, for the side of the airport to manage.
I was sitting on 3 completed items, boots, and a 10-stack Dark Seal.
I think an interesting item that Silas could have considered this game would actually be Riley's Crystal Scepter, or Scepter, just because we just have the Swain ultimate every fight.
Right.
So obviously Riley is a very good item for Swain, also a very good item for Silas if we just have Swain ultimate every fight. So,
That just becomes even better.
yeah.
Yes, it looks like the Baron will be spawning in 30 seconds, so we'll see if Play Gaming wants to spend their gold and walk up and try to claim that objective. If Air 404 tries to fight them in the 5v5, it should be a very advantageous fight for Play Gaming at this point. Now sitting on 2k gold lead, a little over 2k. 2.2.
This is definitely a spot where I don't think we're strong enough to kill the Silas right now, so we just have to fight everywhere that Silas is not. I think
Yeah,
for
this
the
is again,
Arrow 404.
Again, we're trying to have that split push pressure from the Aurelia. Could have been very helpful in this game if it could have been delay as a 4-man and try to pressure the side lanes and slowly get back into the game as you even out gold.
Yeah. But things were looking great for them, but they gave up a lot of shutdowns in that second dragon fight.
Silas picks up that Swain ultimate again for himself, so
yeah,
definitely don't want to fight this Baron. We actually have Victor trying to match the Mundo in the bot lane, and the rest of Air 404 trying to position for the Baron fight. Yeah, Victor ulting in. Silas is Swain ulted and is now drain tanking 3 of the enemies inside the other Swain ult.
A lot of circles on the ground, unfortunately. But
slowly killing the Swain. The Volibear is trying to kill the Mundo. Voli did pick up the Baron, so that is a consolation prize for them. However, other than... Oh, does get the kill on Zach. Well played there. Luckily, the damage left in Silas, but the Nami Mundo will pick up the bear.
Admittedly, Plebs does have a lot of Heartsteel stacks. And it's not a small number coming out.
At 500.
Yeah. So, Bulgar are getting a lot of value out of the Heartsteel this game. Definitely kind of scaling up here. We'll see if he's able to keep scaling in this game.
We need Flimsy to not die here to maintain that Baron buff.
Yeah. He doesn't even have it. What?
Sorry, Fluff goes.
Oh, Fluffy. Sorry. I looked at Flimsy and I just,
I tricked
you.
Here Mundo walks a little too far forward into 3 very scary health damaging carries and will melt down.
You see that heal though? You see that?
But my healing.
Yeah. It's crazy actually. But I do think still a winnable game for the side of Air 404.
I think it's very winnable for both teams. It's definitely a lot harder for Air 404 right now. Like, you don't want to fight around Silas ever. If Silas has that Swain ult, you especially need to be careful. But again, I think you just need to delay and try to get the side pressure. And basically, you want to be that 4-man stack and never be alone. And if Swain goes to fight the Aurelia, then you try to fight the 4v4.
Because it does get tagged by the Everfrost.
Silas
Swain is
does
rotating.
so much more damage.
Swain is coming to deliver the Swain ultimate to Silas.
But very well played there by Fluffy to not get picked off by the Silas.
Great job by Fluffy.
Trying...
Showcasing the movement once again.
They were trying to catch someone on the other side of the Dragon Pit while Silas was in the bot lane. Now he's grouped back up with the team. Fluffy barely doesn't get stunned there.
Forward here. Doesn't end up getting caught though. That was very scary for the Victor, killing that pink ward.
And now Play Gaming is hunting for someone in this red side jungle of Air 404, trying to get a pick and set up this dragon as it's spawning in 40 seconds.
Just chilling, just vibing, waiting for this drag, pushing on the waves. Everybody's feeling good.
Straight vibing.
Yep. Flimsy does go for the BM book, so death from Flimsy definitely very large liability. If he does die, it will be very punishing.
Luckily
But,
for the Silas though, as long as the Swain's nearby, it makes you very hard to kill.
yeah.
Here we see Play Gaming picking up that third dragon. I think this one you just give on the side of Air 4-4, or you say fully try to ult over.
I don't think you want to give your Volibear though.
So
Just any 4/4.
give that. They need to get out before they get engaged on. Looks like they do. Aurelia's still a little pushed up. Could get caught out here while the rest of her team is running away. Looks like Silas is trying to catch the Aurelia with the Zek. This is where the 404, the Air 4-4 mid group could try to fight that 4v3.
2v1 on the Aurelia, but she does get away from it now. Let's see if she's able to make it
2v2,
out.
but the stun goes down on the Zek, not Silas. Silas will pick up the Aurelia. Victor ult goes down on the Nami, and almost 0-0 out. Back up,
Oh, just a really down.
Oh, gotcha. And here Silas takes the Swain ult and is diving into the enemy base with reckless abandon. Yeah. Just
They're taking damage.
what tower are you talking about?
Yeah.
Takes out the Zeri, taking out the actual Swain ult. Loses his Swain ult, but still doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Swain
And
is
we'll
very
look
tanky
for
here with the
the
extra.
Victor,
was
but
not
Fluffy once
enough,
again dodges the
unfortunately.
stun. Now, Volibear is trying to defend the space tower, but is in a 1v3, and Silas had his ultimate up again to steal the volley ult to take away the tower for even that safety.
Yeah. Volibear is very tanky here. So
Can
he
really
is showing up.
grabs the kill on the Mundo.
Killing
Tries
Silas
to
would
the
be huge here.
The Victor, though.
Silas
That's the healer.
coming up. Oh, big heal from the Silas.
Pops the passive on the Zek, but the Silas is still alive. And it's still alive.
Oh, Victor getting.
And the Zeri, another heal. The Volibear picks up the shutdown on the Silas, and they take away
The Volibear ends up
the
getting the
stacks
1,000 gold
that,
shutdown.
The Magi is immediately sold by
Smart choice by
Silas.
Foxy.
Since, I mean, hey, I don't have my stacks anymore, let me just buy an actual item.
Yep. It was just a hedge fund for his Rabadon's later. That's what that was.
Apparently. But yeah, despite the shutdown going over to the Volibear, still a lot gained there from the side of Air 4-4.
Yeah.
And now the
This
Baron
Volibear
will
getting
be coming up shortly.
large.
Baron spawns, they have an inhib to deal with in the bot lane.
Once again,
We'll
Plebs
see.
743 stacks on this Heartsteel. Getting big.
The biggest unfortunate thing about just how stacked up that Heartsteel is I don't think any of Voli's actual abilities scale that well off of health.
Well, Heartsteel damage scales on health, so.
Exactly. So he gets one auto attack.
Think about the damage, okay?
Imagine if this was a jungle Cho'Gath.
Victor getting bursted out here by the Tristana, getting isolated.
Fluffy can't
Let's
show
go
off
down.
his fancy
Yeah.
feat against the Tristana auto attacking.
Yeah.
The volley field does pick up the Tristana though.
Hey.
Now, Silas once again Swain ulting, taking down the Aurelia, diving under, looking for the Volibear, misses both stuns, but is still in range to keep up that Swain ult. This time hits the stun, has the Zac here as a dive buddy, and will slowly do something to the bear.
The Volibear is quite tanky here, but does end up going down.
Unfortunately, Silas is quite tanky even without all the
Yeah.
Heartsteel stacks.
Weird.
And here we see Mundo just taking a couple towers, just hanging
just
out.
vibing. Yeah, just vibing under the turrets, having a great day.
And
Got his shades on, just chilling.
they're trying to save the base for Air 4-4, taking out the Silas, very well played, taking down the Mundo. Look at these plays.
Look at the moves, look at the plays.
And
Taker.
scares off Play Gaming to delay the end of this game for a little longer, see if Air 4-4 can't bring it back still. There is the Chemtech Soul coming up in 25 seconds for the side of Play Gaming. We'll see if Air 4-4 can do anything about that.
Still no Lord Dominic's regards for Zeri.
The LDR, this is one of the things I get when I'm doing solo and I see my AD carry has like 4 items but no LDR, and I'm like,
Yeah,
but you're
it's
not
like
doing anything to the tanks.
yeah. Well, it's
I
not
think
even the
Zeri
tank.
does
Oh,
still have some shred innately, at least, but it is a
his
very,
magic.
it's a very important item.
Yeah. It's just like even at this point, like Flimsy probably has like 120 armor from just levels alone.
Right.
So LDR just always a cost efficient buy late in the game because everybody just has high base armor at level 18 or just like really
But
late.
Play
The Silas is
Gaming,
definitely level 18.
Play Gaming does pick up that Chemtech Soul, so they now have a Drag Soul to their name, and the Baron has spawned, so they'll probably be setting their sights on that objective soon. This time Air 404 is more in the area, so there might be a contest over it, but they will have 2 waves of super minions pushing in if Play Gaming decide to slow play it. Silas is just starting up the Baron with the vision cleared, and we'll see how Air 44 decides to respond. We've got the Bloodbear trying to walk over Zeri and Aurelia kinda coming from mid lane now, but the Baron is melting and goes down. And now they have a sold up, Baroned up enemy team. The side of Air 44 needs to make a miracle hold in their base and try to do what they
And,
did last game and run it from Nexus to Nexus.
the side of Play Gaming having 3 Chemtech Drakes here is actually like very good for this composition because there's so much healing. It's
Yeah.
15% heal and shield power, just the Chemtech Drakes alone, not even a full.
Did I
So
ever fix that? Does it tell me? Nope.
yeah, it gives you 5% tenacity and 5% heal and shield power. That's what
We
we
see Play Gaming taking out that final inhibitor. Now they just have one Nexus tower left that's barely alive, and the Nexus to kill. They get a stun down onto Silas, but not much damage to follow up. Okay, now Silas is ulting in, gets the Swain ult and flashes out, but doesn't die before the game ends, and Play Gaming takes the series 2-1. Well played both teams, definitely a very exciting series, and we look forward to seeing you guys play this coming week.
really insane, really good carry from Flimsy. They're just able to snowball his those like skirmish wins into a very, very big lead. Unfortunately, I think that from the side of Arrow 404, they had 4 different full items of healing reduction. And while I think healing reduction is very important in that game, I think having 4 different characters on your team build a healing reduction is a little bit overkill. Um, Definitely would have been good to see like some more damaging items coming out because unfortunately the healing reduction item is not the most cost efficient right now. So you end up sacrificing a lot of damage building so many of them. So definitely could have been a difference maker for them. I don't know if it would have like led to a win, but definitely a change they could have made that would have, I think, made some amount of difference. But
Yeah, they could have had one. If they had ended up going with the split push strategy, they could have had one on the Aurelia, just in case anyone came towards her and she wanted to fight, and they could have had one on Doombird.
probably well, the Swain had built first item
Yeah,
Morello in the game, so they had the full healing reduction item like very very early, and I think once Doombird's ultimate is down in the fights, I think they're gonna have a hard time winning anyway. So if like play well, like their frontliners definitely could have just both had it, and I think that would have been fine.
yeah,
Um,
I'd agree. But definitely well fought from the side of Air 44. Tried their best from behind, and essentially for the side of Play Gaming, you gotta watch out for Flimsy Fence becoming a monster and trying to
yeah,
take over the game. So teams playing them next week, be aware of the fence.
Silas pick was very good in that game because the composition of Fair War just did not deal with it very well, and had obviously great ultimates for the Silas team. So.
For sure. And with that, we are finishing up the stream. Again, I'll ask if anyone has random Prime subs to toss them in, help support the channel. We'll use them towards tournaments and whatnot. As you see, we have the TFT tournament coming up this month and a 1v1 tournament coming up next month. We have our YouTube channel set up for the VODs, so you can find VODs on the Twitch channel and on YouTube. It's just Valhalla Esports. And we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. We're planning to have the Seer podcast to talk about the games this week and look forward to the games coming up next week. Thank you all for watching, and Mont Blanc, do you have anything to close out with?
No, just thanks everyone for coming. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow with the Seer.
All right, have a great night.
Bye.